Hey, what's going on, guys? Troy Edison here with WeightGainNetwork.com, and I get this question so many times. I think I got it 3 or 4 times last week on my Snapchat alone. I get you guys hitting me up on my Facebook, and all you guys want to know, what is the best mass builder? What's the best mass builder to gain 20, 30 pounds over the next couple months? Is this a good mass builder? If I had 10 cents for every single time somebody asked me that question, I would have at least like $2 or $3, guaranteed. So I want to get into my no BS supplement reviews, and we're going to break down every single popular mass builder. So we're going to start off here with the Dymatize Super Mass Gainer. So I'm going to dive deep into the nutrition label and the supplement facts on Dymatize Super Mass Gainer. And we are actually going to head on over to my muscle building laboratory right here. Just got it built. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So let's head on over to the muscle building laboratory and take a peek under the hood here. Welcome to my muscle building laboratory. Very cool. Take a little peek behind me. This is where I do lots of different muscle building tests, and we break down supplements. Just got it built last week, and the guinea pig for today is Dymatize Super Mass Gainer. Now, the first point I wanted to make about this, I got a bad bottle. They usually have this crazy jacked pro bodybuilder on this mass builder. I happened to buy one that didn't have him on here. I don't know what happened to the guy. So this mass builder, they use this crazy jacked pro bodybuilder who I guarantee you is taking steroids or human growth hormone. He's on some crazy stack. He's a pro level bodybuilder. So it's false advertising, because I would bet my life that he never took this supplement to look the way that he did. So obviously, I know even Rich Piana talks about this. So many different big like bodybuilders and guys who've taken, steroids throughout their life talk about this, how protein companies and mass builders, all these things, it's marketing. It's got to appeal to a wide range of people. It's got to persuade you to buy their product. Now, obviously, Dymatize didn't require this pro bodybuilder to take the mass builder for a year, see his results, then do a photo shoot and come back. They're all jacked up on other stuff. They're super ripped, and then they get them to pose for this. They pay them a bunch of money, and they use that for their marketing. I'm assuming you guys know that, but just in case you don't, that is how it works. So Dymatize Super Mass Gainer. Besides that little fact, what's most important is what's inside. Is this actually going to help you gain weight and gain muscle mass? So first of all, we look here at the front. It's got 1,900 calories, 83 grams of protein, 17 grams of BCAAs, 7.7 grams of leucine, and that's actually the serving with whole milk. So I'm just going to break this down, give you my honest opinion on if you should waste your hard-earned money on this. So, getting into this, now keep in mind, there's only 8 servings in this entire giant container. I bought a protein tub that has, I think it's the same size, it's like 4 or 5 pounds, and it has like 45 or 50 servings, and it has 30 grams of protein per serving. So if you look at this, there is, how much protein is in this? Okay, there's 52 grams of protein in this, so there's about 400 total grams of protein in this mass gainer. Now, there's about triple the amount of protein in a normal, just like whey protein tub that would be the same size. So if you're gonna buy like some combat powder, they make it in 4 pounds, it would have, just some quick math off the top of my head, it has about 50 servings times 30 grams of protein. That's like 1,500 grams of protein. So actually it has almost 4 times as much protein that's in this. Now, what I absolutely hate about mass builders is you look at the ingredients here on the back. Now the first ingredient is the ingredient that is the most concentrated in this. So the first ingredient is maltodextrin. All maltodextrin is carbohydrate powder. You can buy a giant bag of maltodextrin powder for $10 to $12, and you can mix it up with your protein and you have your own homemade mass builder. So that's the first ingredient, and as you can see, we have 252 grams of carbohydrates per serving. So the majority of the calories in this mass builder are actually carbohydrates. So that's not necessarily bad. I mean, carbohydrates are gonna help you gain weight, but you're paying for maltodextrin, which you can buy plain maltodextrin powder yourself without fancy packaging and a fancy label like Mass Gainer, and add it to your own protein powder and save a bunch of money. Now, next up, we have a protein blend, which is fine, whey protein concentrate, which is the cheapest protein, I might add. Then we have milk protein, we have isolate, hydrolysate, casein, and egg protein. So pretty similar, like protein blend as combat powder would have or something like that. And then why I gave this a big thumbs down is the next ingredient where you get your fats from is something called sunflower creamer. Now, the first ingredient in sunflower creamer is sunflower oil, and it has it has artificial flavorings, it has all these other ingredients. So as you can see, flash on the screen, the label, you have all these different ingredients that really do nothing for your bodybuilding. So we see that huge list of ingredients. And so sunflower oil, what this is a really cheap vegetable oil that companies use to basically save money manufacturing the product. So sunflower oil, good luck finding that on any list of, you know, healthy bodybuilding oils. Obviously things like avocado and olive oil and coconut oil and peanut butter and almond butter and raw nuts. These are all excellent sources of fat. Now, sunflower oil is nothing but a cheap vegetable oil. So you are so much better off getting your healthy fat from, I mean, you could even use like raw almond flour, and that's gonna be an awesome source of healthy fats, and put that in your protein shake as opposed to just having processed crap like sunflower creamer and sunflower oil. So if you wanna make your own mass gainer, oh, and a few other things I wanna point out. So there is a tiny bit of creatine monohydrate in here. 1.5 grams per serving. So they only put 10 grams of creatine in this entire thing, which is so small when you factor in how many total like grams are in this package. So they barely put some creatine in it. Now there's some other things, there's some vitamins and some processed stuff like that. So it's basically like a processed vitamin, a bunch of carbohydrates, some processed vegetable oil, and a little bit of protein. So I would never recommend to anyone to purchase Super Mass Gainer. I'm gonna put it down just because my hand's getting a little tired from carrying all those carbs around. So Dymatize Super Mass Gainer, it's pretty similar to a lot of other mass builders out there. Now, like I said, you can get far better results just by making your own mass builders. So buying like a 5 or 6 protein blend and then adding your own maltodextrin to it, adding your own creatine to it, and then even mixing it with, say, some Gatorade. That'll give you a ton of carbohydrates and a ton of healthy calories. And then what I also recommend doing for your healthy fats is adding in some almond flour or some liquid coconut oil. So that is a far better ingredient profile for bodybuilding and gaining weight than anything on that Dymatize Super Mass Gainer label. So that is my no BS Dymatize Super Mass Gainer review. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We're gonna be breaking down a few more supplements in the near future. If you guys are looking for more great tips on how to bulk up and gain lean muscle mass, head on over to weightgainmethod.com. See you there, guys. You know, being a naturally skinny guy, being an ectomorph, you gotta keep in mind that you have a really fast metabolism. So, and I'm also assuming in this video, you guys, you know, can only afford like one quality protein powder.